Take your time.
And okay, that's good. It is. We're recording, so not even that fast. Do you mind if I ask you some questions I have written down on a paper thing?
No, I don't mind.
You don't mind? I'm glad to hear that because because if not, then this whole thing's kind of shot. When you come on websites like this, what are you looking for? You know, like what kind of interaction are you trying to find when you go onto the places like this?
Honestly, I'm just lonely, bro. Like, I'm just
Right,
trying to find people to talk to, you know?
connection.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, connection.
right. Well, that's kind of what this thing I'm doing is about. Like I'm trying to ask people about conversation and about talking to people and others. So, well, if you don't
Mm.
mind me asking, when you want to talk to someone and you're in a conversation, what makes a good conversation for you? Like, what kind of validates you when you're talking to someone?
Like, if they're not dry, like, they actually respond with, like a good answer and,
Right.
like, with, like, a good attitude.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I know that I'm, like, it's a good conversation, you know?
Yeah. Okay. How would you rate my performance so far on conversating, conversing? Let's
10
say
out of 10.
10 out of
10
ten.
out
How
of
about
10.
that?
10 out of 10.
I feel so validated. How about that? That's great stuff. So what kind of topics would you like
That's
to
it.
talk about in a conversation? Like what do you go straight to interest or do you try to discover something new about another person? Like
Well, like, here, like, so when I'm on here, like, I ask people if they're depressed,
okay.
and then I try to help them, you know? Just,
Do you
like,
feel like you're
tell them stuff.
successful with that?
Try to make them feel better. No, because, like, they say they're gonna kill themselves, and you're just sitting there.
Oh. Huh. Do you think
Yeah,
they're
so it
saying
sucks.
that as a joke or
It
do you
makes you
think they're
kind of feel bad, you
actually
know.
do you think they are actually saying that or do you think it's like sort of like a trolling thing certain people do or
I mean, you can tell when they're trolling,
yeah.
like you when they're trolling, like, yeah, but, like, when they're not, like, what else can I do, you know?
That
I
sounds
mean,
really
and,
rough
and, and
to
sometimes I
me.
ask them where they're from,
Right, right. I was gonna say that sounds really rough to me because you've kind of
and, like,
willingly placed yourself in this scenario where you ask people, "Are you depressed?" and then you know that you're not fully capable to always help them. That would be if I would feel very frustrated by that if I were you. Uh, Not to get sorry. I
yeah,
think that came out a little bit
it's
harsher than I meant for it to, and I apologize for that.
no, no, that's fine. I mean, I do it to myself, you know.
Do you ever question why you do that to yourself?
No, I
I'm
mean,
sorry. I'm not trying to get
no,
really heavy
I've
on
never,
you.
no, I've never asked that question.
Okay. No, I apologize. I didn't mean to. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable or
It's
anything
fine.
like
I
that.
mean, no, I'm comfortable at
Okay.
like 100%.
Well, thank you.
I'm chill.
What do you say to people in order to help them feel better?
Like, I asked them why. Like, if they self harm, like, I asked them why they do it.
Hmm.
You know.
Have you ever done any research into that kind of stuff?
I mean, I've cut myself once, but, like, it's I don't enjoy it.
Well, I don't. I would hope not.
But at the moment, though, it feels good. At the
Really,
moment, it feels good, but, like, but, like, when you regret it afterwards, you know, like,
I don't
dang,
doubt
did I
it.
really do that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? You know. I don't
No,
know.
that can be a really rough thing. I've heard people talk about self harm and stuff like that, and coming to this point of feeling just wanting to feel anything at all, and then resulting to that, and that's a very sad thing to hear someone that's people go through
Mm.
that, and I'm glad that there's people like you out there trying to cheer people up and trying to make them feel something, and hopefully that would be validated. And I've used the term validated so much in this conversation, but like you're making an attempt to make someone feel
I like that
good.
word. I mean,
I do too.
yeah. Thank you.
I had a conversation that unfortunately I didn't record with someone where they brought up this idea of people being on sites like this to feel validated, you know. So and
Oh, yeah, I know
honestly,
what you mean.
yeah, and honestly, when you talk about how you talk and you ask people those things, it does sound to me like I would feel validated if I was feeling that way and someone acknowledged those feelings. You know, like just asking. You know, I do believe that I would feel validated by that, just to know that someone, you know, because I think a lot of times that people kind of have this idea that these emotions are just in my head and they're only in there and I'm faking it, which is, you know, stuff like that. I think people have that kind of mentality sometimes. So just you kind of acknowledging
Yeah,
that, hey,
yeah.
your pain does exist, that is a validation for people, and I think that could be helpful, probably.
Yeah, that's very nice. You're very smart.
I don't think I'm that smart.
Uh,
I actually don't think I am.
I mean, you're pretty smart. I mean, like you're that smart. Like people like think about things like they're smart. You know?
Well, then I don't think there's any person on the planet who's dumb. Then I think they're just people that choose not to think at any given point in time. I think
Yeah,
that
exactly. Like they don't like they choose to not think. You know? Because like that
yeah.
they're just. Mm.
I think you know I think if you give any person like time and the right mental state, they'll solve any problem. You know, I mean that's not
Exactly.
100% accurate. Some people have like debilitating, you know, disorders that might inhibit clear thought, but outside of that, I really do think that, you know, people are very capable of intelligent thought. You know, that's why I don't like it when people like comedians and stuff like say stuff like, "Oh, everyone's dumb." You know, it's this really people do stupid things, and it's okay to acknowledge that people do incredibly stupid things, in my opinion. But I don't think that those actions define us as a whole, or at least maybe I'm just kind of naive and optimistic, and I hope it doesn't. Do you have an opinion on that? I'd love to hear it.
I know. I think I agree with your opinion.
Really
Yes.
awesome. So, sorry, I'm gonna look at my notes again and see if there's anything else on here.
Okay.
Here's the worst question I have written down on this paper. You ready for it? Who are you?
I'm ready for it.
Oh, that was it. Answer it any way you want.
Who am I?
Who are you?
I haven't figured that out yet. Like, I mean, honestly, I haven't put the time in to like know who I am yet. You know,
When do you think? At
like
what point do you think you would know who you are, or is that something that's not knowable?
for me, I don't know, but maybe for other people, some people figure like have their life figured out and know what they're good at and like know what they want to do and what they want to be. You know,
Hmm.
and some people don't.
What do you think is
Like for
keeping
me, like
you from that self-actualization?
nothing satisfies me yet. You know, like
Yeah,
yeah.
I think life can be a trial and error, honestly. You know, and the problem with life, I problem might not be the right word. The situation is that there's so much to life that it can take a while sometimes for people to find the thing that makes them feel alive, or ooh, I hate to say it, but validated. We'll go back to that. But you know, so yeah, I do get what you're saying.